Hey guys, this is Lucas Van Holland, and here's my partner.
Hey, I'm Scott Cram, Company Crampton. Welcome to Critical Clicks, an adult podcast for the competitive HeroClix player, where we put the hard R rating in HeroClix. And we are joined today by a very, very special guest. Oh,
Yeah,
no, we're
guest.
not. We're instead joined by Scott Porter, everyone. Scott Porter, the amazing, the incomparable Scott Porter. Scott, welcome to the show once again.
What's what show is this again? I, am I in the
Um,
right
you
place?
know,
Am I
we
in the right place? God
Honestly,
damn
I
it.
have a deal with your with I have a deal with your secretary, and I get her cookies, and she books you on what was supposed to be a bigger show, and
Scott, I have to
it's
tell
worked
you, this
5 years
is
in a row now.
you have been scammed like one of those Instagram people. I don't have a secretary. If there's someone out there saying that she's my secretary, I'm sorry.
Well,
She's not. I hate to break it to you. I also don't know any Nigerian princes that are wanting to send you envelopes of cash.
look,
So just
Port, I
don't
don't know
worry.
what kind of investing you do, and this is not an investing podcast, but I have over $7.8 million coming from Nigeria right now. And this guy's good for it. He's a prince. I don't know why you would feel like this is my windfall, man. I was going to help you out, but you know what? When that money comes, I'm not helping you anymore, man. I'm not. I was going to book you on something cool, but now I don't know. I'll have to. I'll talk to your secretary. We'll see. We'll work it out.
All of
Um,
Scott's closest confidants that he books people through are just exclusively through Twitch DMs.
that's pretty accurate. Um, all right. So, Scott, we're going to start with something a little different this time. Before we talk about, of course, the amazing HeroClix for Huntington's Rock Cup, the some of the biggest days in HeroClix, we're going to play a special game, a game we played a very, very long time ago, and we're going to bring it back. We call it 3 minutes to win it, and it's a rapid fire question and answer session in which you have 3 minutes to answer as many questions as you can. These sometimes are hard hitting questions and can be hard to have fast answers for, but that's your job as a professional actor.
I think
Lucas will
that's in
be
the
timing us.
description. Oh no. If you could see the cringe on my face right now, I'm so nervous. This is whew. All right,
If
let's
there
do
was
it.
any part of anybody here that thought that there wasn't going to be a lot of cringe on an episode of Critical Clicks, you were incorrect. This is straight cringe for a solid hour. Always has been. It will never change. No chaser.
Yeah, we have to do what we do for the viewer, otherwise we have no viewer.
Yes,
So,
yes. Our viewer is very, very particular about
and
his.
Brian Foley doesn't even play the game anymore. So,
All right. Actually, I'm pretty proud of these questions. These are not too as bad as they normally are. Um, Lucas, are you ready to start the timer?
yeah, my watch is synchronized.
Fantastic. Okay. Hey, Scott, are you ready for these hard-hitting questions?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. And begin. Pick two of these four people to protect you. The other two will try to kill you. Iceman, Cyclops, Winter Soldier, Aquaman.
Uh,
Iceman, Cyclops, Winter Soldier, Aquaman.
okay, it's easy. Iceman and Cyclops. Iceman, Omega level mutant, can do almost anything he needs to do. And guess what, Aquaman, you're screwed. He just freezes the entire ocean. I'm not worried about you. And Winter Soldier, what are you doing? You got a metal arm, a couple of knives, some guns. Also, not scared. Yeah, Iceman, Cyclops. Next
Fair enough.
question.
All right. One comic book you wish you owned, but not based on money.
Oh man, yeah. One comic book I wish I owned, not based on money, is the very first X-Men issue. I have issue number 5, which is a very cool. The Iceman saves the X-Men thing. It's Iceman versus Magneto solo, and it's signed by Stan Lee. But I don't have X-Men 1, so the very first original Uncanny X-Men. That's
Did you
one.
get that personally signed by Stanley?
No, my wife found it for me, but it is
That
graded. It's graded.
No, that's a hell of a good gift. All right. Would you rather play a game of HeroClix using the last three sets or the first three sets?
The first 3 sets.
All right.
Man, I'll
Well,
never forget me and my best friend at the time sitting down and having Firelord just completely destroy everything on the map to the point that we were like, we can't be playing this.
Yeah,
right.
you had to
This
ban
can't be
Firelord
correct,
immediately.
right?
And in the first set of rules, you had to ban Ultron. What is a film or TV project that you've done, you're proud of, and people should watch but may not have?
A movie called 10 Years. The cast includes Chris Pratt, Anthony Mackie, Oscar Isaac, Kate Mara, Rosario Dawson, Channing Tatum. The list goes on and on and on, and nobody's seen it. It's about a 10-year high school reunion. We shot it in chronologic order. It was like an acting camp, and you would look at this cast and go, how did you get all these people to sign up to do 6 weeks in Albuquerque for an independent film that paid you $2,700 a week? And you know what? We all did it with so much love. We absolutely
Wow.
loved working on that film. So 10 Year is the movie I'd recommend.
All right, there are two current Scott Crampton legal figures in modern. How many Scott Porters are there?
0. And I don't
Correct.
know why.
Whoa,
I
whoa, whoa.
believe that I should have had 2 years of like
I can
legality.
tell you why they're not legal.
But 1 year instead? Okay, Lucas, you have something to do with this?
If it helps, you were played more in that amount of time than probably any HeroClix figure in history.
Then Scott Crampton will ever be played.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's for
fair.
sure.
What is the least amount of money you would accept to get a large face tattoo of Lucas's choice?
Oh man, this is affecting all future income. So it would
Yes.
have to be a large lump sum and then annual payments as well. Yeah, we can discuss though.
Okay.
How much does it take for me to quit the business completely? Because I don't know that I
Or
can
go
Post
as a
Malone.
kitty. You
I don't
could
know
be
if
a
I could.
kitty.
I don't know if I could
Mayor
Post
Kitty.
Malone or Jelly Roll this thing and keep on being famous.
A nice Mike Tyson tattoo
All
just
right,
right
we
on the
are
side of the
running
face.
very low on time, sir. What is one of your irrational fears?
uh, a bridge collapsing underneath me over water in which I cannot get out of the vehicle that I am in once I enter the water.
I have a hammer for that in my car that my mom bought me.
I
um,
do too. I do too.
uh,
Recurring nightmare as a child, though. I still get tremors my whole body over when I'm driving on bridges over water.
wow, really? Don't move
Yep.
to New Orleans. Unclicked figures that need to be clicked. One unclicked figure, sorry, that needs to be clicked. Just one figure you want to see in clicks.
There was not a great X-Men line of comics called Extreme X-Men, and there was a brother and sister, and I think the brother was called Lifeguard, or the sister was called Lifeguard. It's just another really cool support character that I think we could utilize. And they leaned into it with Elixir a little bit, but I think Lifeguard would be.
Lifeguard.
I mean, when it comes down to it, there are not a ton of characters that have not been clicked yet. There's not a lot of them. But I cannot make the Extreme X-Men yet, and I am a theme team player, and I would really love to make
You
the
heard it
Extreme
here
X-Men at
first.
some point.
Lifeguard. We need lifeguard. When they ran out of names for for good superheroes, they came up with lifeguard. You and your family get to retire right now, all expenses paid, but you cannot retire in North America. Where would you go?
Denmark, Denmark, Denmark.
Yeah, it's awesome there. You're forced to put $1 million on red or black in roulette. Which do you choose?
I'm from Nebraska originally. Go Big Red.
All right. A college student wants to be a film actor and isn't sure where to move. Where do they move?
You don't have to move anywhere these days. Make your own stuff in your own town. You'll find talent around you, and it's a cool thing nowadays. You own your things as well. So keep making things, keep saying yes to things, and keep on learning. That's the only way we get better. We even learn from the things that are terrible. You learn more from your worst project than you ever will from your greatest.
I only gave you one nice question this entire show. Here it is. What superhero would you cast your son and your daughter in?
My daughter is Supergirl 100%. My son, oh man. My son is more so his name is McCoy, and it's kind of two-pronged. There was a quarterback at the University of Texas named Colt McCoy, and we
Yep.
kept on going back and forth on his name. Colt was just too utilized. There's too many kids named Colt. And then one day it hit us like, what about McCoy? And also one of my favorite X-Men of all time, the Beast, is Hank McCoy. And my son is He's reading currently at a 10th grade level in 3rd grade. Kid's pretty sharp, and I think Beast would be a pretty cool place to see
All
him
right,
play.
pre-blue or after blue?
I mean, give it if he's acting the role, give him both. Let him be
Fair enough.
pre and after. I'm also coaching his flag football team, so the whole thing about Beast is like it was in the middle of a football game, like when he's like became like this blue guy. So he
All
used to
right.
think he was.
Lucas is giving me a signal that we have only 10 seconds left. All right.
Ah,
Taco, pizza, bacon, ice cream. One must go. Taco, pizza, bacon, ice cream. Pick one to go forever.
man, ice cream, get it out of here.
You're in a room with mindless cloned kindergartners that are hell bent on killing you. How many kindergartners would have to be in that room to take you out? Now, they're mindless cloned kindergartners, not real kindergartners. Think danger
Okay,
room scenario.
so if they're mindless,
But they're bent on killing you, so they know how to kill you.
okay, they have
Like
one track mind, one
one
track
track
mind
minded,
kindergartners.
yes. They're danger room bots, basically.
Okay,
But
so
with the whole full acumen of
they
kindergartners.
can't really hurt you outside of those sharp children's teeth are so ridiculously sharp.
And I'm sorry, that's all the time we have left.
Okay.
Ah, dang it. And as the rule, Scott, we cannot ask the last two questions. You had just two questions left. I will tell you
Ah,
them, but again, you're not allowed to answer them, unfortunately. And the last two were who is your least favorite current studio head and who is the best kisser other than your wife? Again, unfortunately, we cannot ask these questions and they cannot be answered as much as you would love to answer those two questions for your fans. Unfortunately, we can't do it. I'm sorry to everybody. He didn't go fast enough. So
I have never been happier to lose a game.
I do seriously though. I do love the question. That is the worst question in the world. Who is the best kisser other than your wife? That I honestly, God, think that might be the worst question to ever ask anybody.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So everybody, let's get into some kind of drop here to change subjects. All right. So we are on. It is time, everybody. It's time for Heroclix for Huntington's. It is legitimately now a 5-day event, and each of those days does go to some degree to raise money for Huntington's, which we of course Scott will let you talk about a little bit as well. Although I know you have talked about it quite a bit. Obviously, it's a very very important cause, and the amount that we have done for Huntington's as a community is amazing. But let's talk about the event itself, why people should come. Um, Let's start with this. It starts May 14th. That is close. You have about a month to get your tickets, get your car gassed up, whatever. I will speed around a bit of it. The Tracy Brock Memorial event, 3-on-3 welcome event, is the event that I actually helped start and named after, it used to be the Critical Clicks event, and I named it after Tracy Brock in memoriam, of course. My favorite event, and it's all random boosters that you've probably never opened. Some amount of the entry fee does go to ADSA. It's a great kickoff to the event. Starts Wednesday night, about 6 p.m., starts 7. Great event. One of my favorite events of the entire year. I love opening old, weird shit, and I personally go in and balance it myself, so it's not too crazy. We have Thursday, a supercharged sealed. Just 50% of entry fee will be donated to ADSA. That's a big win. That is, I do not know the amount last time, but that does feel like more. And that should definitely raise some. And the pricing there is a lot of new stuff. Yes, you, Porter.
Yeah, the supercharged event is actually a brand new sealed event. That is what has given us an extra day to our event this year. That is the big event that is happening. And this is kind of a newer initiative for HeroClix, and we're finally folding it into what we're doing. And yeah, 50% of the entry fee for every single player will go to HDSA, the Huntington's Disease Society of America. And the Tracy Brock Memorial is $1 an entry. But both of those events are going to be incredibly fun. But I'm very excited about the new Super Seal that's happening on Thursday, and the fact that we are able to give 50% of every seat there, in addition to the other events that you're going to chat about in a second, is a big win for H4H this year.
Lucas, what is a supercharged sealed for those who have not played it yet?
Yeah, so Supercharged Sealed is a new format that WizKids introduced within the last year. It is effectively 3 booster sealed instead of the traditional 2 booster sealed, 400 points. You usually have 2 boosters of the most recent or an upcoming set, depending on the event, and then 1 booster of an older set, the usually one that complements it in some way. So last year when they introduced this at Origins, it was 2 boosters of Deadpool Weapon X and 1 booster of Next Phase. It's a lot of fun. It allows for a lot more creative, dynamic team building. The 400-point games, you'd think, oh, everything's gonna go to time, but that's really for sealed. That's not usually how things work out, right? Usually, it's a lot of meet in the middle and fight with sealed. So they've been a lot of fun. They're really charming, and you really feel like you get your money's worth out of them too, which is great.
I also note the winner gets a Smash and Destroy Retail Chase booster. Collectively, we have Lucas, who has won a tremendous amount of events, me, who spends money stupidly, and Scott Porter, who gets things sent to him. Collectively, we have 0 of these. This is a very big prize. These end up going for a ridiculous amount of money, and also is one of the first times you can get the Daredevil and Elektra, and that goes in the top 8. So those are good prizes. And I know everybody's not sure what day to come. I say come Wednesday, but you gotta at least come Thursday.
Last year
Uh,
for sealed, we had a ridiculous amount of people
yes.
in that building, and if even if we meet that number again this year, it's a huge success. So I'm excited to play some sealed with that many people again. It was great.
Yeah, and you have 2 chances for sealed throughout this entire weekend. But we'll get to the other one for Saturday.
All right. So here's the big one, a completely new thing that we have not done before. I'm very excited. I know that it's a slight tweak, but it's a big one for me. It's 400 point modern age Extreme Highlander, which I know made at least 35, 40 people jump for joy. If you're not into silver, if you're not a person that feels like you can compete in silver, it can be a lot to overtake. Well, modern. And team events are some of the funnest things you can do. Scott, you want to talk a little bit about the Scott Porter Heroclix for Huntington Invitational Series?
Yeah, we want to continue to build out community and having team as a little bit of a focus for this particular weekend. And the Scott Porter Invitational started as a single player tournament virtually 5 years ago and has evolved to the point that we are running it the way we are running it this year. And 100% of every single entry fee for this event goes directly to HDSA. So every single seat that is filled in that tournament is immediately going to HDSA. The pricing for this thing is pretty insane as well, because when you start to look at, for first place, second place, or the top 4, this year, unlike years past, where we only had one factory set for the team to split up and kind of pick and choose who's going to take certain figures. This year, everybody, for first place.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
And in the Scott Porter Invitational tournament is where a couple of our unique event prizes land. Pick a legacy card, create a bystander token, and create a map. Those 3 items are split between first place, second place, and fellowship, with first place choosing what they would like to do, second place picking one out of the remainder, and fellowship team receiving the prize as well. And when you look at the fellowship team, what we really want to do is see unique ways to build. We want to see teams that are trying something maybe outside of the meta. If you come with a heavy meta team, we will take notice. But if you come and you take a shot like that, you better win, because it doesn't always kind of qualify you for fellowship. Fellowship for this event is, of course, how you conduct yourself sitting across from the player on the other side of the table from you, but also in the spirit of fun and theme and all of these things, we also take a lot of that into account. And the fellowship team this year, they will receive 2 Smash and Destroy factory sets and a Spider-Verse factory set, and they can figure out how to split those prizes up amongst them, as well as being able to either design a map, pick a bystander, design a bystander or pick a legacy card. So the pricing for this event is pretty insane. We are also this year, for the first time ever, receiving 2 pieces before you can get them anywhere else with the Daredevil Electro figure and the Jokerfish. And the Jokerfish is going to go to the top 30 teams. So 90 players are going to be getting Jokerfish for just jumping into this event, as well as other prizing.
I was literally going to ask Lucas, what is Jokerfish? I thought they were talking about like an older Joker that they named cleverly. I have not heard of Jokerfish. Lucas, have you heard of Jokerfish?
No, I have not.
No, have
Yeah.
they? Are you going to reveal Jokerfish before it comes out, Scott?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
You are the first of my rounds of press as we lead up to the official WizKids stream, which this year will not be a live stream. Unfortunately, V and I are both traveling on the day that we are going to air the stream, so we are pre-recording this year. We put the clarion call out to socials. If anybody has any questions they would like us to answer on the stream, I hope you have done so on WizKids' official social channels. That being said, yes, we will be revealing the dial for the Daredevil and the Elektra. We'll be revealing the dial for the Jokerfish. We will be covering this year's Bystander Award, which was won by the Phoenix Nest team last year, and they have done something very, very cool. We'll be unveiling my brand new map for this year, which I'm a pretty prominent character in a brand new game that has taken the video game world by storm.
Legendary! I have to
Yes,
hear that
sir.
shit so often.
It
It's
might
not
have
just
some
in game, it's
respawn
in person
rules.
too.
It might have some respawn rules on it. So there are some really cool things that we're doing this year. And we'll be unveiling all of that stuff, as well as some limited edition figures for the rest of this convention season and going forward in 2025. So that thing will be chock full of reveals. And we'll have a special guest, somebody who is incredible, awesome dude,
I'm
is
very
part of Critical
excited.
Clix. It's not Crampton. Lucas will be joining us to unveil his Become a Switch Clicks prize that he won in the auction last year. So lots,
Ooh.
lots to do. And that will be on Saturday, April the 19th, on the tail end of my Smash and Destroy unboxing series, which does begin next week. So the 14th through the 18th will be the Smash and Destroy unboxing series, and that'll culminate in our live stream on the official WizKids YouTube page on Saturday the 19th.
That is amazing. I think it's often debated. I think there's no question that the best prizing in HeroClix is legitimately this individual event. I have been, there are 2 Scots on this. I'm in the game twice. I'm in the game of HeroClix 2 times. I thought that was an unfathomable accomplishment. If I'm being for just a moment out of character and slightly humble, that is an unfathomable accomplishment for me. And the fact that I'm in there twice is unreal. Like it really is legitimately crazy that I can look up myself on HC units. Now, somehow Lucas also able to do that by riding my coattails. Um,
Clearly.
but that is amazing. Now, I if you want to make an argument and say like, okay, World Championship has better prizing, and just pretend that it maybe it does in first place. What was the Lucas? What was second place? What did second place get to design for Worlds last year?
I'm not even convinced that second place got any prizing, if I'm being honest with you.
And I'm positive that Fellowship did not get to design anything. There is
No.
very little there is very little in games ever that you can do where you become a part of something you love so much. And this is your one shot, and the best thing you get to do is do it with your friends. Do it with your family, and then on top of that, you get to do it and you get to raise money for charity. It's not going to some corporation. It's not going to even other people. It's going to a very, very worthy charity. I don't know what else really one could want if I'm being honest. And it's 400 point modern, an event that every single person can wrap their head around. Every single person can be able to do. I couldn't be more thrilled with this either. My understanding is I will also have a map, but I don't know if it'll be finished in time or not. Definitely won't be for your announcement. But it is something I won because there is also a special auction. Isn't that correct, Mr. Porter?
There is a special auction that takes place on Saturday evening. However, this year we are approaching it a little bit of a different way. The past couple of years, we've opened the auction 4 days before it culminates and ends on Saturday evening. But all of the items have been ending at the same time. And I know for everybody who has attended the event, just in complete transparency, it has not ended the way that everybody would fully want it to. This because we continuously break Auxit with the
Yes.
amount of items that we have, the amount of people actively using the app at the time that the auction ends. So this year, we are actively exploring ways to mitigate that completely. We are exploring the options of opening up the auction 4 days prior and then having some of the pieces, maybe the ones that are not signed, not customized, not unique to our tournament weekend. So, not the mugs that we have, which is one of my favorite things of all time, that Gamer Mats provides us, not the signed figures, not the extra prizing that we have. Like this year, I have a incredible piece of art from God of War signed by the entire cast. I know a lot of people
Wow.
are, video game fans as well as HeroClix fans, and anything that I can bring extra to the event, I try to do. So we have that. The special items are going to still end on Saturday, but what we're going to try and do is make sure that we have a certain batch of them end on Friday, which actually allows us to get a pretty solid understanding of where we're at going into Saturday. Saturday night, Howard and I will jump on the live stream like we always do. We'll chat about where we're at, money raised wise, how we've been doing throughout the course of the event, and we'll keep an eye on some of the special items that are getting bid up quite high. Then on the Saturday evening, we will also have some batches of items and in 10 or 20-minute intervals. We are currently testing this system, putting it to its limits, making sure that all of the overtime options that happen with the auction are working correctly, and make sure that that final 2 hours is a really, really cool time where you're not only waiting for the end of the auction to look at the tennis match of people bidding on an item or two, you're actually seeing tennis matches much early and much earlier in the evening, and that will keep people bidding, and it also allow people who are trying to bid on multiple things. Say you're trying to bid on 8 different items.
Hmm.
As long as you know that they're all ending at different times, you can then switch your focus to the next item. Oh, darn, I lost that thing I really wanted. I'm still in the running on this other item. I can continue to bid. Oh, no, I didn't get that one. Okay, now I know what my budget is going into this third item. So it's a relief for people both financially and having to jump around the app. So we are very much actively trying to figure out a way that makes your experience as somebody who is giving your time and donating your money to a very worthy cause, but make it a more pleasant experience. So the auction is something we are definitely driving down into, making sure that all of this is very helpful to the community. And
I
in
think that's a
addition, we can
great
do a lot of great
idea.
things.
I think that's a great idea. I will note that I will have another special item. I've
Oh,
had two. This will be the third one.
Oh
First
God.
one was myself. I did the first one, which was the lovely Scott Porter as his character in Prime Night after he was killed off camera. And the other one was a very famous scene from Dear John, which I believe, Scott, you said was the highlight of your acting career, which was getting punched out by Channing Tatum, which hilariously Ryan from WizKids posted and didn't make clear that it wasn't a official HeroClick. So it had hundreds of people wanting to see the dial and were very confused. But these were all one-offs, and this one is going to be very, very special. It's going to be made by Goldie Hawn. It's going to, I'll be honest, Scott, I hate saying this, but probably actually be a little less embarrassing than the other ones, just based on timing. Unfortunately, your career has been significantly better and less embarrassing recently, and And there's a very cool character. A hint would be a very cool character that you recently played that I think should have its own Heroclix figure. And we will be making a one-off of that character. And you will get to see it. I've never shared these with Scott beforehand. They have raised a bunch of money, and a lot of other things have too. Scott, I don't want to put you on the spot on this, but do you have a memorized how much we have raised for Huntington's ish?
Yeah, we are nearing $200,000
That
for our
is
event,
so
and this
incredible.
year we will 100% be up over. And this is including, and I want to make sure that everybody out there understands, this is including the generosity of WizKids deciding to make a figure of me and donate, everything past their, recoupables on the production of it, all of that to HDSA under the HeroClix for Huntington's initiative. WizKids continues to supply, when we say the best prizing all year long, they continue to supply it for free. And it is insane what WizKids has allowed us to do and what they continue to do. And I am just so filled with gratitude for them. I know it hasn't always been perfect, but I think when we run events like this that we are really grassrooting, sometimes things don't always go off with a hitch. When we are getting product early, when we are pushing them to the limit, especially in the last 4 years, the climate of shipping, of distributors now going bankrupt, of new tariffs being applied, somehow they
And then suddenly
continue.
unapplied, since this
Yeah,
happens to be the
for
day
a
that that
90-day
happened.
window. Does that help us? I think it does. Oh God, we're in the 90 days. Yes. Uh,
Yes,
but
everything's
that
fine.
being said, we are always, our goal is to be as transparent with the community as possible and let them know everything that we are getting from WizKids, exactly where people who are donating to this cause, exactly where their money is going, exactly how much everything costs us, down to the penny of letting people know, for some of these events, every cent goes to HDSA minus the map production fee. And we will, have listed on the storefront, the map production fee is this much. This is how much it cost us to make all the maps. That has to be recouped so that, we help things out. And then every other cent is given to HDSA. So this year, we had some really unique hurdles to get past. We no longer have a store to hold the event in. And I know we skipped a couple of things. We skipped right to the option. We didn't talk about the
Oh,
stuff
I
that was
wanted to do it kind of in order, go back and
Yeah.
forth, but
Yeah, no problem. But I figure right now is a really good time to talk
yeah,
about the new
absolutely.
venue that we're going to be at. We are going to be at a VR arcade for this event this year. Now, the cool thing about Divergence is that even though we are no longer at Lucky Dice Cafe, we feel right at home in this particular place. And on top of that, all the players that come for this event have the opportunity to purchase something we are calling the very important family package. What that does is for you and your immediate family, get you wristbands to play unlimited VR for the entire run of the event. I'm talking Wednesday to Sunday. So if
That's
you
amazing.
yeah. And what ends up happening here, and not only that, you also will get, and I know this is a running gag, you can't see me, John Cena, but you also get the championship map from last year. You will also get 2 limited edition figures from a stock that we have as long as supplies last. 2 of the figures that we are premiering at this event, the Jokerfish and Daredevil Electra, are in that blind bag, and everybody will get at least one of those, as well as something else like a Zombie Scarlet Witch or something on that level of convention exclusive or
Even if
limited
it was
edition.
just Zombie Scarlet Witch, let's just pretend it's just Zombie Scarlet Witch, nothing else. That immediately pays for it.
Yeah.
Just that. That
And
immediately pays for it.
what you do is it gives somebody a different opportunity to maybe take a break from clicks, because I think at the end of the day, people don't understand, if you're not a main big time meta HeroClix player, I don't think you understand the full drawdown on your brain that it has. And then to go, okay, I just
It's
got
true.
eliminated
Look
from
at
this
how
tournament.
stupid Lucas is now.
I'm gonna
He
go
can
now.
barely function. It's
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
true.
haven't,
go
I
now.
haven't, I have not formed a sentence in month.
It's true. Scott Porter spitting truth right now.
But it gives you an opportunity to maybe take a break from the game. If, something happened, you're reliving it in your head. Instead of doing that, you put on a VR set, you go play something, you go do it with your family, you go take a break, take a breath, have some fun. And, we really, for this event, Huntington's disease is called the family disease because every single child of a parent with Huntington's disease has a 50-50 shot of inheriting this disease. It tears through families. And we like to remind people about how serious this disease is, but also remind people of how important family and community is and how we hold it in a pretty high regard. And so, like we said, this is for you and your immediate family members that if they want to come with you, we're doing some new initiatives this year, Learn to Play initiative as well, a weekend long through our event, so that if you have a couple of close friends, if you have family that you want to be able to kind of jump into Heroclix as a brand new player, we have that ability for them. If they're coming and they want to watch the tournament for a little bit and then figure out a different way to entertain themselves, we have this VR package. And I think we are doing a lot of cool things. This year, it raised our overhead 100%. We had to find a venue. We completely explored looking into moving to different cities, but to find a different gaming store or a different comic shop who has the size and the capability to take on our community, because people out there, I don't think they know, we had 110 players in a sealed tournament last year. Not many storefronts can handle that large of an
That
amount.
is very true.
And when you start to move into, okay, well, we need a ballroom or we need a different venue that can handle that large of an amount, you have to pay quite a bit of money for that. So what we did this year was found a very cost-effective solution. We did have to stay in Huntsville for that, but we are continuing to look at other options going forward. Howard and I are doing everything that we can, and I gotta give Howard a round of applause. He makes some magic happen with stuff like this, and I can't wait to see the event. And I think about a place in Austin, Texas. When I lived there, I was working on Friday Night Lights, and there was a sports bar. And I would go to the sports bar, and we watched football on Sundays, me and my buddies. And outside, there was a big sign that said, "Free AC inside."
I was just going to bring
And
you
I would
up.
always laugh at this sign, this free AC inside, because
Until you
back in the
don't have it.
day, it wasn't everywhere. And last year, it wasn't anywhere. This year, we will have air conditioning,
We
everybody.
will have air conditioning.
Woo!
These are like this is an event that keeps getting better, and now it's an event that you can bring more people to, and that is a huge deal. Look, I'm going to be honest. If you don't know how to play HeroClix, it's not the most entertaining game to watch. If you have no vested stake or anything like that, what I see is just very patient spouses. And before they were patient spouses with a panini in 85-degree weather. And now it's going to be people that they can play VR. They can explore the Space Museum as well. There is a couple things to do in Huntsville that are pretty cool. Actually, I did get to go around it a little bit more, so there is some stuff. But ultimately, I think the big thing about this is a charity event. And Scott actually on Saturday literally puts him inside the event. And why don't you talk about Scott Porter v. The World?
Yeah, Scott Porter versus the World. In the past couple of years, we have been very spoiled by WizKids. A couple of years ago, we did Avengers Forever 6 weeks before release. Last year, we were able to do Deadpool Weapon X about a month before its release. This year, with the timing, it's looking like Smash and Destroy. We are going to be ahead of release by a couple of weeks.
Nice.
I know that dates are shifting. I know that things have been happening. I have to make sure that everybody out there knows there is a chance, because of the current climate of things, that we may not have Smash and Destroy. There is a chance, albeit very small, but we will have more clarity on that, hopefully, by the 19th when the live stream happens. I want to say this just so everybody knows. I am not trying to sell this event based around us getting something crazy early like we have the last couple of years.
Scott, I think this is unfair. As the person that you are controlling tariffs right now, I don't know why. Can't you just do a temporary, let's say a 90-day pause on tariffs for a brief moment with the country that you need to? I just think I think this is too far.
It's
You
interesting.
need to.
Today I made a call, and
Okay.
I'm
You may,
thinking things might come like break our way. But
okay.
that being said, I wanted to say, regardless of what set we're playing with, the prizing is still incredible. And to harken back to something Lucas said earlier in the podcast, I it has been over a decade since I played in a room with over 100 other players,
Rare.
all playing the same game, all rolling dice. We have theme probability controls. We have prizes that go out and salt the room when people are just rolling so incredibly poorly. You know, there's a lot of things that we do to make this event sound fun that, or not sound fun, that make this event fun, that sound like it used to be when we would do pre-releases, when they would give out purple ring promo figures, you know, and you would be
And
in
splashing the
a
floor. I remember
yeah,
I
and
won a
you
Galactus from a splash the floor. Like
you know,
didn't earn it, just was physically in the room of a couple hundred people. We will make this incredibly special. It always has been,
and
and
that's what
it
it feels like
always will
now.
be.
It feels like those old times again, where
Hmm.
you're taking up an entire food court of a mall playing this game that you love so much with other people who play the game that you love so much. And the prizing for this thing is insane. The winner will win a DC HeroClix Lantern Legacy factory set.
That is insane. That is so crazy early.
Yeah, and I mean they won't have it. I want to make sure everybody
Oh,
knows it
sorry.
will be delivered upon set release in July, but they will be getting it when the set drops, and they will be getting it before anybody else has a chance to get these factory sets. And that is again WizKids saying, how can we up this? How can we up the stakes here? How can we make the prizing even better? Second place, we will, you know, have in hand a case of Smash and Destroy for them. And, you know, we were talking about these retail chase boosters. If you go to HeroclixForHuntingtons.com, you will see that there are, whether it's Spider-Verse or Smash and Destroy, there are retail chase boosters everywhere. Collector's Trove as
Yes.
well. They are everywhere in our pricing, not just in this event. But for the top four, you're getting retail chase boosters. And for the first 64 people who jump in, people are getting Jokerfish, which is, again, a figure that the two of you haven't even seen that is premiering this year at HeroClix for
And it's my
Huntington.
job to see these figures. I do everything I can to see the figures early, and I did not even know Jokerfish existed until this. I will be getting my ticket immediately because I would like to pay for my entry fee immediately for free because I got a rare, incredibly rare figure that those few who cannot get it will you know, I want that. That's something I absolutely want.
Yeah.
That's really incredible. And then, of course, it caps off with the Silver Age World Championship,
Mm.
which is also another amazing event. And but beyond that, beyond VR, beyond everything, there's also battle royales. Now, I wanted to announce the prize. If you win a battle royale, for every person who wins one week you get to stay at Scott Porter's house with Scott Porter himself.
Whoa, whoa,
Um,
whoa, whoa, whoa. Not true, not true, not true.
I apologize. No, Scott, 2 weeks is too much. 2 weeks is too much. I know you pushed for 2 weeks. Just 1 week, Scott Porter's house. He will make you breakfast every morning. He does have to go to work sometimes, but no, there's amazing battle royales, which also go to the charity. I believe 50% go to the charity for those.
Yes.
There is stuff nonstop beyond the fact that this is, if you want to win a world championship, there are exactly 2 times per year you can do that. Silver Age at this event and the World Championship of HeroClix. There are two. This is one of them. I have won a Silver Age World Championship, and I became in HeroClix. That is a real fact. It is a fact that I like to mention because Scott Porter hates that fact. Um, he rooted for anybody but.
I
But
do not. This fake rivalry has to stop. Yeah, no, the Silver Age World Championships for Rock. I want to be clear for everybody. Howard does donate $1 per ticket to HDSA, But the cash prizes that are given away are provided solely by Lucky Dice Games.
Mhm.
That does not have anything to do with, it does have no drawdown on what we give to charity. It is a completely separate event of which he just donates $1 per seat. But it is, as you said, a very prestigious title, World Championship. And I'm proud to have H4H and Rock together in this partnership. But that event is all Howard. The cash prizes, again, all from Lucky Dice Gaming. That being said, I wanted to talk about one other thing.
Yes.
Because we've mentioned Battle Royales. Yes, 50% of every single seat at every single table goes directly to HDSA, which is incredible. I've talked a lot today about how we want to focus on family and we want to focus on community. We like to focus on fellowship as well. And when you play in the Scott Porter vs. the World tournament and you win fellowship, you get a Collector's Trove factory set. For fellowship in a sealed tournament, that is quite literally insane.
That is insane.
You get the brand new Heroclix for Huntington's bystander token. You get both of the brand new maps, and that is just for playing in a sealed tournament. But for the weekend-long overall fellowship award, which is the William Stoller Fellowship Award, we have a player in our community who actually does have Huntington's disease himself. And he comes with such an incredible play group. He has so much support, and he is such a cool player to sit across the table with. The William Stoller Overall Fellowship for the weekend gets one of our unique prizes that you can only get in one of two ways, either in the auction or win fellowship for the weekend. And as to become a Switch Clix, to quite, honestly become a part of the game. You can put yourself onto any figure base that has a Switch Clix on it and play it on the map. We have
That's the dream. I mean, that's always the dream. Or if you don't want it to be you, it can be anybody, or it could be anything, really, almost anything within reason.
And we have a winner of that award from last year's auction in this podcast with us that is going to be on the live stream with us for WizKids when we talk about this event on the 19th.
And can I just say, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really good. I was my response to WizKids when they said, "Hey, here's the thing. What do you think?" My response was, "Holy shit, this is amazing." That is what I said in my email. They were asking for, "Are you okay with this?" And my response did not tell them whether or not I was okay with it, but I thought the message would get across there.
Yeah, we asked Lucas, we said, "Can we move forward with production on this?" To which he said, "Holy shit, this is amazing." Nothing else. And we were like, We'll take that as a yes.
And I think once you see it, like, for those who know me, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. The guys and gals at WizKids that designed this did a absolutely
very accurate,
terrific job.
Eyes are crossed, slash.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have an afro and my nose is upside down and everything. It's great.
Exactly what he should be.
But I wanted to say, so, Lucas is thrilled with the way that his Become a Switch Clix worked out. Zane Johnson was last year's fellowship winner, who a lot of people in the community might not know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's about. This weekend, coming together, sharing your story, just sitting across from people that, you may not have met in the community and really getting to know each other. It's the coolest thing to sit with people that love something that you also love, because you already have a commonality between the two of you, and it opens up so many extra avenues for friendship and everything. Again, the Scott Porter vs. the World Tournament, 100% to HDSA. The auction, 100% to HDSA. Every single cent that we earn. And, this year we're doing a couple of early prizing that we will have in hand. We have a Marvel Iconics set that is unreleased. We have a DC Iconics set that is unreleased that will be auctioning off in our auction. You will have that team early. We have that in hand for the event. If you win it and you're there, you get to walk out with it. If you win it, we will ship it to you on Monday. If you're not able to attend the event, we have so many factory sets. We have so many chase boosters. We have so many special things. When a tray by Jeremiah Peterson. We have Craftworks, who is doing a unique Heroclix case that they are auctioning off for us. We have the God of War signed poster. We have so much in the auction. And this year we are not doing online battle royals. Last year we almost lost money doing it. And I appreciate everybody out there who played in those for 4 years with us and supported us from afar. We love each and every one of you, and we wish we could do it in a cost-effective manner. But the focus has really shifted back to in-person play, and we want to honor that. So those people still have a way to take part in the event in the auction, and we are making sure that a lot of the prizing that we were putting in the online battle royals is shifting into the auction. So hopefully everybody will feel like they still have a chance to win the pieces that they are looking for. But I think that's it. I think that's
It's
all of the stuff.
There is so many things. There's going to be more surprises. I'll reveal one thing that I am going to be doing for this tournament, adding to the auction. I don't know how it was found, but almost all of the first like 15 sets of Heroclix, they went out and they make, an individual first mold and a test mold and test products. I actually was able to get most of them that exists in a box that's about the size of like one of Lucas's legs. So very large. And I will be putting some of those out there as well, along with a bunch of other prizes for people to bid on. These are one of a kind items. The thing I want to say, there is a lot of important thing to say about Huntington's disease. Scott will definitely have speeches that you will hear. He has made amazing, heartfelt speeches that I don't want to always put him through. But I do want to say that there are many important charities. But I do feel legitimately, and I feel like Scott has talked to me about this, and this is the reason it's my charity of choice. This is an underfunded one. This charity is not funded enough. Now, that's not to say that we have not done a great job as a community and people haven't done a great job as community funding it, but it needs the money. It's not dropping another $100 into a well that's been dropped. These dollars matter more to this charity than they matter to so many others. And we have been able to open up centers from this. And we being the community and all the hard work of everybody, and that matters. We're directly affecting people's lives in a positive way. So not only is this the best prizing, one of the most fun 5 days in HeroClix, it's also some of the most important days in HeroClix. Yes, you could go to another convention, but where is that money going? This one's going for a good cause. And if Scott can make it out to Alabama, we can make it out to Alabama. Scott, do you have anything you want to say for a very, very quick wrap up?
No, I just I want to thank you guys for doing everything you do for the cause for the weekend. Scott, everything you've done for the Tracy Brock Memorial, and to make our live auctions, because on Saturday night we do the online auction, but after it wraps up, we do a special live auction for people that are actually at the event that has some bonus figures, which you've touched on today. So, I want to thank you. I want to thank Lucas. I want to thank so many other people out there in the community that have provided so much for us. I want to say thank you to all of our judges that continue to show up for us. I want to thank, Stevie Z, who does, the map design for us. Everybody is giving their time. There are so many people giving their time for us. And what Scott Crampton, not Greater Scott, myself, just mentioned is from this, our goal is to open as many centers of excellence as we can. A center of excellence in regards to Huntington's disease is outfitting current medical institutions with people who are equipped to help families battling Huntington's disease currently with therapy, with all types, physical, occupational, speech therapy, with contacts for actual mental health therapy groups to help you get through this, to find people who understand what they call Huntington's disease a quote unquote boutique disease like HD involves, and how we help care for those people that are fighting it, as well as put some of this money towards finding a cure so that we can prevent anybody who's been affected by Huntington's from it getting any worse and deteriorating their mind and their body any further than it already has. And it costs about $20,000 to open a center for excellence with HDSA's help. They go in, they educate, they install, they do all these incredible things. And so when you look at the money that we made so far in the Heroclix for Huntington's initiative, we have been able to do so much. And the reason that it's still in Huntsville this year is because the venue costs us $3,000, right?
Nothing.
I'm just in transparency, $3,000. If we go to Atlanta, if we go somewhere else that's a larger mecca, that's a larger metropolis, and albeit easier to get to, you're looking at $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. When we think about the money we save by being in Huntsville, that means we're almost halfway or more to opening one of those centers for excellence.
Yeah.
So that's why we're back in Huntsville this year. We appreciate the community. We appreciate everybody that comes down every single year, everybody that gives their time, their money, their talents. And we just, it's with the deepest heartfelt gratitude that I say thank you to everybody out there. But can't wait to see everybody again this year in person, get to shake hands, get to hug. As Brad Burrell said, 20 seconds of a hug is how long you really need to let all the endorphins start to really flow. You know, you start to feel better. And I just love that feeling of community and camaraderie all weekend long. Can't be matched by anything else I do throughout the course of the year, quite honestly.
Which is why Scott, again, 1 week spent at his house for every Battle Royale winner. One of the most generous donations that he has ever done. Feel free to go up to Scott. Surprise hug from behind. 2-3 minutes is fine. It's appropriate length. But on a serious note, thank you, Scott, for being on the show. We really appreciate it. I really appreciate your efforts in this cause. I know that it's been essentially the cause of your life. And it's why you're generous enough to slum it here and in a few other places from time to time. And until next time, this is Scott, and Lucas reminding you that if you're not playing competitively,
You might as well be playing with yourself. Good night.
good night.
Fuck it.